live. We are live. Join
Yay!
Hey,
in.
everybody.
Hello.
Today we are discussing parents. Why do you do that? I am a little bit nervous about this episode, but I'm excited because we allow kids to submit questions and we don't know what the questions are, y'all. We gave them a pass and we was like, if you can ask parents anything without the fear of being disciplined, what would you ask? And so those questions will be popped up on our screen throughout the episode and we're just going to answer them. So I apologize in advance for my facial expressions.
Right,
I have my
definitely.
fan here, so if I may fan a little bit, it's because I'm being challenged.
It's
So
getting hot.
it's getting hot. It's getting
Getting
hot.
hot in here already. Yes.
So come into the room, y'all. I'm about to share this video so you guys can promote it. We love when you share it. Thank you for following Coach Faith and Lemon. Thank you for sharing our content. Thank you for watching. Y'all, we dropped an episode last week called Understanding Our Kids. Coach Sandra led it. And if you have not checked it out, go to YouTube after this and watch the replay of Understanding Our Kids. So we're doing a hybrid model this time for our podcast. We go live every 2 weeks and then we drop a recording the week that we're not going live. So be sure to follow us, like, share, and subscribe to Coach Faith and Living. All right, y'all ready?
We're ready. Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it.
She said, I'm ready. I'm
Let it
ready.
burn.
I'm scared, but I'm ready.
Okay, Jazzy, our assistant, she is going to be posting these questions and then we're going to take turns. If I hide my face, it's because I don't want to go.
Here's
All right, you ready, Jazzy?
the first question. I'll read it. I'll read it. The first
Read
question
it.
says, do you think your opinions and experiences matter more than your children's opinions? And I'm going to
Ooh.
step in and say, if yes or no, why?
Ooh.
Because
How
that's
you
no
going to add to
question.
the question? You got to answer the question now if you're going to add to the question.
I'm just saying.
You got to answer it now that you added
Oh, well, I
stuff
got to answer it because I read it. We
and,
didn't make that
and
rule.
added a question to it. Yes.
So, do I think my opinions and experiences matter more than my children's opinions? I'm going to say no. I don't think they matter more, but they matter. And I think that if I don't share my opinions and experiences, they don't have um, they don't have anything else to help them inform a decision. That's what I'm trying to say. So if I could help them from making mistakes that I did because I share my information with them, then that's my goal in telling them things. Like learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make the same mistakes I did.
Mm.
Because as we've talked about on here before in the last couple of episodes, I think I said, our goal in my home is for our ceiling to be their basement. I don't want them to start on the same level I do. I want them, does that make sense? Like I don't
Yeah.
want our kids, we don't want our kids to start at the same level we did. Like we want to give them a boost and so they can start higher. So that's they can't do that if I don't tell them where I've been.
I think I'll
I
Anybody
love
add.
else?
that.
I was gonna
Huh?
say I think that I'll answer this question different because I have such a big age gap. So I have an 8-year old and a soon to be 18-year-old. Um,
Girl, I
right,
do too. I got a gap.
you got an
Anyway,
eight. I was gonna say you got an 8-year
no,
old.
no. I have a 34-year-old and a 16-year-old. I got a gap.
For the 8-year old, I'm like, no, mine matter more. Because you think you know, and you really have no idea what life is about and everything. And he likes to fight back as if he is a 40 something year old person trapped in an 8-year old body. But I think for my 8-year-old, yes, I think that my opinions and my experiences matter more. For my 17-year-old, I'm a little bit more flexible. I think that I'm more open minded to his opinions, just depending on what it is. Especially like with college right now, like he is discovering that he isn't a very outgoing person. And so, like, my experience is like, dude, networking is key, right? Networking is key because you're paying all this money for tuition. Like, you want to make the most of the experiences and everything, but you want to build as many relationships as you can. And he's like, listen, I'm not really feeling all that social stuff, you know? And so I don't think that my opinions and my experiences are more important, but I do like find a balance with my soon to be 18-year-old.
I love that. I think for me, it would depend on the situation.
Yeah.
And this is because there are things that I am yet to experience. I can never be a boy. I have never been a boy, and I will never be a boy. So if my son comes up to me and says, Mom, this is what I am feeling, and it is everything to do with he's being a boy, I would listen. And I would take his experience and try to see how I can help him or redirect him to his dad. But honestly, the experience and the opinion will depend on the situation. I don't know how to play basketball. My kids love basketball. They love flag football. They love football. So if they talk to me about basketball, flag football, of course, your experience makes sense because I don't know. I don't know what the heck is 3 points. And I don't even know none of those language, like I got no clue. So it depends. But when it comes down to life, right? Like, how do we do life as a person? I feel like I have years on them, right? I feel like I've lived long on this earth. So I would slowly listen to them, see where their heart is, because sometimes the issue and the issue, there is more underneath the surface. So I'll try to listen to them, try to see where their heart is. And then I would see if there's something that I can learn from them and maybe they can learn from me. So yeah, it depends on the situation.
It really does depend on the situation. You know, I wish that we can kind of get some examples of the situation where we would see, like, how would you grade yourself in this area? Like, are you like the shut it down, like, no? Or are you more flexible? All right. So we're ready for the next question, Jazzy.
I should get a fan because I'm
Right.
feeling your fangirl. Like,
When does your child irritate or anger you the most? Oh, all day, every day.
oh
Um,
boy.
the most, I would say, so both of my kids were early risers, and I'm an early morning person, and they irritate me because, like, I don't mind you getting up early, but don't mess with my time. Okay, like my morning is my time, it's me. So don't bother me. Like you can do whatever you want in your room, but don't bother me. And so I get really irritated when my me time and my alone time with the Lord is bothered because it's just like that's the only time I get to myself. That's one. I mean, it's other ones, but yeah, I'll save some time for y'all to answer.
You're giving us a PG nice.
A PG.
Nice.
I like my space. I'm not like touchy feely, and you know, being a boy mom, like oh my goodness, I had kids that would just sit under me. I mean, and I have like flabby arms, like bat wings, and so like oh, loves it. Just love the hug under it and like kiss it and squeeze it and like smack it. And I'm like, will you stop? Will you stop? So that's another one that irritates me. Leave me alone.
Mm.
I posted a video with like my youngest like sitting between my legs and he's like dangling his little head in between my legs, just playing with my leg fat. I'm like, stop.
You gotta love them. I think you should enjoy this because you won't be doing that for too long.
Have it forever.
Enjoy
I
it.
won't. I won't. But right now it irritates me.
How about you,
Yeah.
Sandra?
For me, I feel like they know too much at this point. They feel like they know too much and they won't let me get a word in. And sometimes I want to be like, just so I'm trying to be nice and communicate and have them, share their feelings, but sometimes they feel like they know too much. They already know the answer, they know everything about life. They're mini adults. So
Mhm.
they're adults, but they're not. They're still my kids, they're still my babies,
Yeah.
So it is frustrating when a kid tells you some things that is wrong, but they stick to their guns. They say, "This is it, mom. I know." La, 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 la. And then something happens, and you're just like, "I told you."
But you can't say I told you. You just
I can't.
lovingly embrace them.
I think
Yeah,
Tim says, I wonder where you heard that before.
that's a good one. I
That's
should
Yeah.
good.
take that.
Um, I think for me, again, having older kids, um, I think that the top two, because they're kind of is laziness and disrespect.
Now you
So,
gonna drop the big guns like that?
but I mean, it is
Boom.
that's what it is. It's the disrespect. Um, yeah, just blatant disrespect or disrespecting your tone. The like you said, I think I know
Mm.
more than you know, attitude, and the laziness that, like, can't ever do anything for yourself, or can't um, participate in the family, because you just are not, there's a whole entire house, and four people made it a mess, and four people, that kind of thing. So four people should be cleaning it up. So
Yeah,
when you're lazy, you don't want to, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with that. I can agree with you
Yeah.
on that. Hey, mama, thanks for watching. And if you're watching, like, and you feel bold enough, answer these questions in the
Any
chat. We want to
questions?
know. Yeah, we want to know what irritates you the most. We want to know. And mama,
Mama, can
we
you
can talk
tell
about
us?
this. Right. We can talk about this afterwards too, because I want to know too. She probably like, I already shared it. All right, Jazzy. Sandra
No,
will.
Mama, tell us what Charm did.
Yeah, tell us.
All right, Sandra, you gonna read the next one?
How do you have how do you have raised wait,
Oh,
let me
that's
see.
not where it is. How have you?
Oh,
How
okay. I'm like, what am I reading? How have you raised your children or your kid to be a good person? How have you raised your child to be a good
Oh, how
person?
do you know you have raised
Oh, how do you know you've raised your child to be a good person? That's a tough one. For me, most of the time, it comes back or it comes down to what people say. I hear people say, wow, your kids are so respectful. Your kids are so helpful. Oh man, I love the way your kids talk to me. They address me with yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Um, they're not bullies. They know their boundaries. Just it comes down to other people's testimony.
hmm
Because as a mom, of course, I'm always like, yeah, my kids are the best. But if people don't feel like that, then something wrong. So I would say it depends on how people react to them and what they tell me.
That
Yeah.
is that is good.
That reminds me, like, my parents' rule was always like, it's one thing for you to act up at home, but if you do it in public, that's so when good reports come back, that always felt good. I
Well,
think
what if you get good reports outside of the home, but in the home they're a little
wait, wait, that's what their point was. Like, if you got in trouble outside of the house, like I remember getting in trouble at my granny's house. Granny had to whoop me, and so my daddy had to whoop me. So, but when you get out of line, like that way, but they always felt like it was better for you to act up at home where they could correct you instead of in public where you embarrassed them and proved that they weren't like that. So that was our rule. But I think, having a 34-year-old and having this vast opportunity to know about raising, have those places where I can peek in and say, yes, I did a good job. Um, I think that for me, it comes down to, the big rules are love God and love people. And so when I see
Mm.
my kids um, participating in church and or witnessing or saying something that is biblical to somebody else, that even when they don't realize they are, that, and then when I see them standing up for people, one having a heart for, having a heart for homeless people, or their friends, and wanting to support people that are in having situations, and they're being good friends, and they're loving people. Those two things, like, okay, I might have messed up a lot of things, but I did something right, and that's the main thing. That's the most important thing.
That's
A
good.
good
I'm gonna echo what both of y'all said, and I'm just gonna add on real quick to what Coach Terry said. And love self, not in a selfish way, but love self enough that they are also, making sure that they are well so that they can continue to pour out to others, making sure that they're mentally well, making sure that they're spiritually well, making sure that they're physically healthy, fit, I'm out here working out. I have been an example, I would love to see them also carrying that out. Right. So yeah. All right, next question.
That wasn't so hard, was it? You're still fanning yourself.
And some of it is just me being hot now at this point. Maybe because I've built up anticipation. These questions aren't bad. I need some juicy ones. I need some ones that's gonna make us be like, ooh, what is the difference about how you grew up versus how your kids are growing up?
mm,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
How about kid to kid? How each
that
right. My kids
that
get two different experiences, two different versions of me. So I
yeah,
will I
my
will
kids.
start with me, yeah, and then I'll go to the different kids. So I grew up in a home that I must say was different from a lot of people. I grew up in a two-parent home. I was blessed by growing up in a home with a married couple who went to church, who served God, and that alone, like, I already knew was different. But we grew up middle class, and so like I wasn't used to struggle. My dad spoiled me. He gave me whatever I wanted, so and my mom was so supportive. So my dad spoiled me. He gave me whatever I wanted. I never had any lack. But then my mom was super supportive of like making sure that I discovered my gifts, my talents. And so anytime she saw something that like I gravitated towards, like she supported me. And so when I became a parent, I mimicked that, right? Well, I tried to because I was on food stamps and stuff when I had my oldest. So we struggled a little bit when he was growing up. Like he didn't have a cell phone until like he got of a certain age. Like all his friends had all this stuff, and he was like, y'all remember Payless? Am I aging myself? But like he had like cheap shoes that like kids would laugh at because he didn't have all the name brand stuff. So he struggled a little bit. But then advanced in my career, and then my youngest had the more advanced version of us. And so he got whatever he wanted. He never saw any lack. He was like me as a kid. And for both of them, like I've always tried to be supportive. I've always tried to see the unique things. And I definitely learned to carry that baton that my mom passed down by being in that. And I have seen other people like say like, wow, you're such a supportive parent. I wish I had a parent like you because you are that type of person. And so it's been different, it's been unique, but in some ways similar.
Mm,
I love that. It depends on the kids. I guess the age gap and what season of life you're in. For me, I think it is so different because I was born and raised in a different country, different mindset. The community raised us. Um, Things were more rural in terms of the way we were raised. But bringing my kids, well, my kids growing up in this environment where they got everything they need, they spoiled. They don't even know what poverty looks like. They don't even know what a community um, effect of raising kids look like. My kids don't even know my neighbors.
I
They don't
didn't
know. They
even
don't
know
even.
what a roach was.
Yeah. My kids will see insects and stuff on the ground and they're like, ah! I'm like, really? That's what we played with. Yeah. So yeah, it's so different. They have access to internet and information like never before. I didn't even have access to a laptop till I was an adult, you know, well, almost an adult, and my own personal laptop till I was an adult. So things are really different for me and for my kids.
Yeah. Same. I can echo like both of you actually because um, so like Charm, I grew up with both of my parents in the home. We were poor, but I didn't know it because I,
How didn't
you
you
know,
know it?
no, I didn't know it because my dad my dad grew up without, and he made sure it was like his goal that we never went without. So whatever he had to do to make sure, and he grew up getting like socks and underwear for Christmas, and so it was always a big deal. Like he probably paid off Christmas all year long to make sure that we could.
Mm,
I got it. I was 9 years old. I got a rabbit fur coat for Christmas. I didn't need that.
wow.
It was on start from stop. I didn't need that, but that's what I got for Christmas. So I didn't know how bad it was, um, but that's how that's how Jazzy has grown up. Like that, she doesn't know lack of anything. She never has to hear no for any reason, and whereas Joshua, I was a single mom with him. And so and I was crazy. I was angry. I was bitter. I was loud. I was the yeller, like completely different mom than I had. And, I always say Josh and Jazzy had two different mothers. They're completely, completely opposite. Um, so he wasn't raised in church. She's been raised in church. And I'll say the big difference was that outside of that, like that's not big enough. But I was raised in a very rural area. Like my high school class was a graduating class of 21, and right, and both of the kids have been raised in the city, and so even those experiences being different in that, like I guess because boy and girl, and because of the time difference between the two, the age gap, um, I let him do a lot of things. Like as a single parent, I would send him off to the bus stop in the morning by himself, like to get himself to the bus stop after I had left for work. We had a timer in the house that I would set when I left, and he knew it was time to turn off the TV and go out to the bus stop. Um, those type of things. Jazzy's like even at 16, she's not been permitted those type of privileges at all. She's been taken back and forth to school every day. She's not had to ride the bus. Um, just things like that. Because she doesn't even go walk the dog up the street by herself because safety. Like as she has been growing up, the number of young black girls and black women that have been stolen and been disappeared off of the earth has just been an astronomical number that we've been very aware of. And so letting her be in in a community area where she's walking by houses of people that we don't know, it's like she could easily be disappeared, and that was not something that we were comfortable doing. So
I
but
wish I
I was the one that was out till the lights were on, and my parents didn't know where I was at all day, just riding my bike all over that little town.
Y'all see my mama?
No, what did
She's
Mama
so
say?
sweet.
She said
Mama
when I
is always
realized
sweet.
Charmaine was a people person and that she had concern for others. I still do. I still do, y'all. And thus me being here now. Look at the Lord. Look at the Lord. All right, come on, Jazzy. We're running out of time. We need a
Give
good
us juicy
good
one.
A
one
juicy
to
one.
end with.
Mm.
What does your child do to gain or lose your trust? Oh,
Woo-wee. What does your child do to gain or lose your trust? For me, if they lie,
That's exactly what I was going to say.
lying, keeping secrets of things that they know I have already showed them not to do, told them this is wrong, and they decide to keep it as a secret and they're doing it. Um, Bullying other people, or just lack of, for lack of better word to say, they're disrespectful.
yeah.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but if the for me the most important thing is, if I have explained it to you, if I have shared my disapproval and you still do it, man, you have just lost my trust. That means you are completely ignoring what I have shared with you.
Yeah. Um, and
Same.
I want to echo that. Lies, I don't care what has happened. I don't care what it is you've done or are doing. If you feel like you have to keep it a secret, then it's the wrong thing. If you can't discuss it, then it shouldn't be being done. Um, and so, fortunately, um, to my knowledge,
To your
uh,
knowledge.
to my
Disclaimer.
knowledge, that has, those things from the dark have not yet come to the light if they've happened. But I've got good kids, and so I don't think this is something that I really, if it's ever happened, it's not something that's, that I can remember off the top of my head. But lies is always, it's something that I've taught is like, we can make it through anything, but not if you're lying to me, because I can't help you if I
Yeah.
don't know the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
So
Yep.
help me God.
Devious,
So
being
help you God if
disobedient.
you're lying to me.
All right. Speed round. Jazzy, do you have another question? Why is it disrespectful when kids try to explain their opinions? Speed round. First thing that comes to mind.
I will say, I mean, I can. I would say it is disrespectful when they try to explain their opinions in the tone and the manner that they do it, as if um, I hear what you're saying, but you wrong, and they think that they know more than I do, instead of sharing, like, I understand that's what you think and that's how you feel, but this is how, this is my opinion, this is how I feel, so let's have a discussion about it. So I think it's the attitude, the tone that comes with it.
Yeah.
Almost
Uh,
everything.
being in education for so long, like they recognize it as a power struggle. And so it is them struggling with the advocacy and feeling empowered to say something, even though they feel that what they have to say is important, but it oftentimes comes off as disrespectful. And so, when you come off that way, like, shut it
Mhm.
down. Like, I have no intention on hearing what it is that you're saying if you coming off with your tone like that. So while we promote advocacy, self advocacy, and expressing yourself is still a posture and reverence for your parents, that you still have to approach us a certain way in order for us to receive what you got to say. Sandra, you want to share something real quick?
Sorry, it's because my battery is dying. And I'm like, I thought I'm charging my laptop at the same time, but
Your battery said, "Listen, you got 30 minutes. That's it."
I know. But for me, I don't mind my kids explaining their opinions. But
Exactly.
if after listening to your opinion, I feel like your opinion is not coming across the right way, would you let me also guide you in the right way? That's just my, like, yes, explain all you want to, but your opinion is not the standard here. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's not really disrespectful until you expect me to take just your opinion. That's when it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, that wasn't bad, y'all. I was nervous, but these questions, because we gave them a pass, y'all, right? We gave them a pass, so they could ask us anything.
And I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did, but they were kind of like
Will
keeping
I
it
get in
nice.
trouble? It was still probably like, I'm still afraid. I mean, yeah,
No, I would say they still can. You can leave the comments below if your kids
yes,
came up with something.
yes,
We'd be glad to answer any other questions or tell us what you think about these questions in the comments. That would be great.
yeah. Well, thank you guys for joining. We're so happy that you're a part of our community. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, subscribe to Coach Faith and Living. Visit our website at coachfaithandliving.com and watch the replay from last week when we dropped the episode, Understanding Your Kids. Thank you and have a good night, y'all.
Wait. Come back next week.
Come back next week.
Meet our kids.
Yeah, come back next week. We have
Oh
our
yeah,
kids.
I forgot. Next week, I told you we were doing a hybrid model earlier. Next week, we are dropping an episode where we are interviewing kids, and
Live.
you want to know what they have to say. You want to know. I am interviewing Terry and Sandra's children, and they
Oh,
have a pad.
it's gonna be hot.
It's gonna be hot.
I'm gonna grab your
So you
fan.
gotta go to YouTube for that one. It's not dropping on Facebook. You have to go to YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to Coach Faith and Living to watch that episode next.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Until next time. Good night.
Have a good night. Thanks for joining
Good
the show.
night. Thank you.